Project Gorgon is an MMO that doesn't forget it's not just a game, it's also a virtual world. You can see this even in very simple things like how you can drop items on the ground, or if you're on fire, jump in a lake to put the fire out. If you visit a shopkeeper, you'll be able to buy the stuff that other players sold that shopkeeper because he really keeps inventory. All of these are very simple, but layering dozens of these simple interactions together creates a much more immersive game experience. This is a game about exploration, and it rewards players who try new things, who aren't afraid to go off wandering. Sure, there'll be lots of directed storylines too, but a lot of the fun is off the beaten path and adventures that you find for yourself. One of the things you'll discover through exploration is new skills and abilities and spells and recipes, and there's a lot of fun stuff to find, like animal handling. Tame a stable full of animals and train them for combat. You'll also be able to breed animals and even sell unwanted offspring. Unarmed combat. Control the battlefield with different combos that change every day. Fire magic. Blast them with explosions, freeze them, heat them from the inside. It's up to you. Combat psychology. Learn to exploit monsters' weaknesses and torment them with their own personal failings. Necromancy. Command a force of the undead and also steal the life from your enemies. Battle chemistry. Create massive explosions, powerful mutagens, and there's even a programmable pet golem. Lycanthropy. Werewolves are very powerful, especially in packs, but be warned, 3 days of the full moon each month, you'll be stuck in your beast form all day. Archery. A dangerous long-range attack. But it goes beyond that. Master the art of fletching, and you can create specialty arrows for all kinds of purposes. Sigil scripting. Create symbols of power that can do anything from heal to shoot lightning to explode like a bomb. And there's a bunch more. And I've only touched on the skills you can see in the game right now. But we have a bunch more planned too, including druids, dual wielding, weather witching, knife throwing, demon summoning, and several others. But a world worth exploring needs more than just places to go and monsters to stab. It also needs interesting game mechanics, fun ways to interact with the game world. Our non-player characters, NPCs, are one of the ways we add those fun interactions. Each NPC has their own wants and goals and needs, and each one has different rewards for players who become their friends. We've also recently started making NPCs more aware of their environment too, so they can notice when you kill livestock or run streaking naked through town, stuff like that. And that's just what we've done so far. We have a lot more depth planned for them. The game also tries new ways of handling classic MMO problem areas. One of the best examples is Project Gorgon's death penalty. Most modern MMOs, including Project Gorgon, have very small penalties for death, and that's because most players find it really tedious and unfun to be punished while they're just messing around and exploring. But occasionally, having harsh death penalties really adds to the excitement. When you go up against a boss monster, it adds a real thrill to the fight if there's a danger of something really bad happening if you lose. So Project Gorgon captures some of that with our Fates Worse Than Death system. When you get near a boss, you'll see a warning screen like this one. It warns you that you're facing a fate worse than death. And if you ignore that warning and fight the boss and lose, you can get cursed. The curse is permanent unless you can go back and defeat that boss. Each boss has a different curse, and they range from messing up your speech patterns to reducing your armor and stat stuff like that to turning you into a cow forever. Lots of curses have a silver lining. Like the cow curse, some players really enjoy being a cow. Cows have their own skill set, and now they can find cow-specific armor, so it's possible to play the entire game as a cow. It's not easy, but it's possible. Death curses are our way of giving every player a fear of death at just the right moment. But we know some experienced players want high stakes all the time. Those players can turn on a hardcore death penalty. And we're planning on having an extreme death penalty too, which we think will appeal to guilds of experienced players who want a more difficult game where you really need to band together and rely on one another. I could talk about this all day. I haven't even gotten to crafting yet, but the easiest way to tell if it's going to work for you is to play the alpha a while and see. It's buggy and unbalanced, and the newbie experience is kind of rough, but I think you'll be able to see past all of that to tell if it's a game you're going to be interested in. And if you want to be more involved, we'd love to have you playtesting over the next 18 months or so. You'll be in the alpha and the beta, and we're very feedback oriented, so you'll help shape the course of development. MMOs are not dead or dying. There's a ton of new ideas to explore. It's just that the future of MMOs is in indie MMOs like Project Gorgon.